Welcome to Division Rivals. This is the wrap-up of Week 5 and a preview of Week 6. I'm Kenny Weber.
I'm Lucas Cicero.
And I am Dwayne Murphy Jr. What's up?
I felt I couldn't – I like to, when the Cowboys have been winning lately, you guys have been losing, I've been starting off really excited, like, we got the win, like right in the opening. I felt it was too disrespectful today. To do that, so
you don't want to tweet like your boy Jabril Cox, like put it on Instagram.
No. But yeah, the Cowboys Giants. This was our first rivalry game of the podcast. It was the inaugural one, and the Giants spoiled the inaugural game in AT&T Stadium for the Cowboys. I can't remember exactly which year the stadium opened. So I'm happy to. I feel like I avenged that on the podcast this week by the Cowboys winning the inaugural podcast bowl. I don't know, whatever we call it. Whatever we call it.
The Division Rivals Bowl.
And so I feel like what's going to happen now, because the Cowboys won. They won well. Yeah, there's some injuries and shit. I get that. But I feel like right now these two are now going to explain to me why why I shouldn't be so happy about the Cowboys record and how good the team is. They're going to explain to me.
Got a few things to say. I'll let him start.
It's not about the record so much, but we can talk about the game, all right, if you want to. I just so to be fair, you know what I mean, I think that most people did not have the Giants favored in this game. We can say that, you know what I mean, going into it. But I did feel a lot of confidence, you know what I mean, especially after the way we beat the Saints. I was like, if we can just do that, you know what I'm saying, at the start of a game, we can really compete, you know what I mean? And division games are always good, right?
They are, and we were in a position to do that. By the way, I went to the game. I walk in, and it's fucking fourth down, and we get an interception by a defense.
Lorenzo Carter, tip to pass.
Outside linebacker.
Yeah.
You got to score when you get turnovers like that. I mean, this isn't a defense that is, going to create a fuck ton of turnovers.
Yeah.
You got to take advantage of those, bro. And the play calling, we had one good week of play calling from Jason Garrett, and then now we're back to the same dog shit.
Well, I have to. Well, let me say this because you're right. We did have some weird. I don't think the naked boot for Daniel Jones was a wise play to call, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Especially when the play that actually scored, happened on the next play. But anyway, I think that the first our first series. Jason was making some of those Saint-like calls. You know what I mean? We had the over the middle pass to Saquon Barkley. It was thrown a little high. He did try to hit a long ball to John Ross. John Ross pulled up on the route. Right. And to be fair, no Andrew Thomas. We really saw the fucking problem with no Andrew Thomas, dude. You know what I mean?
Right,
Nate Solder was back on that left side, and they blew him up from the beginning. You know what I mean? What is he doing out there? He's not doing, he's not doing or blocking anybody. I don't understand why what he's even doing with a uniform on. Nate Solder always looks bad. It's just so Daniel Jones had that pressure on him right away, and those first few plays really mess us up. And then Saquon stepping on a dude. This is the problem with them tree trunks for legs, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It was like a Cowboys player ran in between Saquon and another Cowboys player.
Yeah.
And then it was Jordan Lewis.
And then Saquon steps on his foot sideways, and
I'm in a Giants chat, and people were blaming Daniel Jones for that. You know that? They were like, if Daniel Jones got Saquon, there's people that were saying that, and I'm how? It was during a dead play. What are you talking? It's people
just a freak out. It's just one of those freak accidents.
It's not supposed to happen. So we lose basically our three most important players on offense, which at the time, I think you can make the argument Kadarius Toney might be a little more important than.
Well, now he's definitely more important than all of them.
I felt that what I feel like he used Kadarius Toney like Jason Garrett used him like Des Bryant.
Yeah.
He used them. That shit reminded me, watching him just reminded me of he's on the field. I know they're going to throw this guy. They're just going to throw the ball to him because he's on the field. And they did, and it worked. It just was very Des Bryant.
He is legit. First of all, I want to say, fantasy people, I told y'all to pick up Kadarius Toney. But I did not take my own advice, you know what I mean? And I started. It's hard to bench Keenan Allen sometimes.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Well, did Keenan Allen go off with those with all the points scored in San Diego or in,
No,
in LA?
man.
In LA, I should
got
say.
some of it, but Mike Williams got the lion's share.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
what
yeah, that's
other
right, I did see
receivers
that.
did you start over him though?
Over the receiver, Antonio Brown.
Okay.
And he scored 30,
Yeah.
he scored 32 points, and Robert Woods also scored 30 points on the
okay.
Rams. So
It's okay. If if we're interrupting this to talk about fantasy real quick, all I can say about fantasy is that I lost by 10 points. And the reason that and here's the thing is I looked at it. I don't know when it said Dalvin was going to be out. I don't know if that was way earlier in the week. If it was way earlier in the week, then if I would have started Alex Collins, I win. But I don't think I would have started Alex Collins over Devin Singletary.
No.
Devin Singletary only scored 3 points, so I would have lost either way.
yeah, I tried to warn.
Yeah.
I tried to warn you.
At one point, it looked like if I would have just switched out Dalvin, that I was going to win. But I created the league, and I haven't gotten a win yet. I put the effort into to texting all the comics. Put the draft. I got everybody to download a new app. Sleeper.
I don't do Sleeper, but now I'm very successful on Sleeper right now.
I made
nice.
this.
Yeah.
I even make the thing where it's like, hey, the person with the most points each week gets paid by everyone in the league $5, and I'm just sending money each week, not even close to the most points.
No, not at all, man. But Kadarius Toney, he was legit. You know what I'm saying?
good,
Yeah,
man.
he was definitely legit. I mean, the Cowboys. They look pretty good.
Yeah.
In the game. However, it was when Daniel Jones was in the game. It was. I mean, obviously, it was still towards the beginning of the game. It seemed like the game was going to continue to stay close.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like this was going to be a typical division game. It didn't seem like Dallas was going to pull up like they did like with the Eagles or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
and I'll say we had defensive woes, of course. I mean, you had our corner giving up a huge streak to CeeDee Lamb early
Jesus
in
Christ,
the game.
James Bradbury, what is he doing? What's he doing?
No, we had some similar happen with that touchdown went to Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, you can't pin it all on the defense because they were on the field a lot. Like, on offense, it took us a long time to get things going, which means the defense has less time to rest. So, I mean, I think the defense did enough to set us up to win, but on offense, we just didn't do our part.
They came out with a lot of fire and stuff, you know what I mean? And I know everyone wants to go ahead and say, you know what, blame the players getting hurt and Jason Garrett, give him a pass and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Give the offense a pass, but it's like what are you doing to start? You know what I'm saying? Like what are these play calls that you're making? You know what I'm saying?
To be honest with you, I thought that Glennon, it wasn't that crazy of a drop off from Daniel Jones. Like his play, the interception was a terrible throw.
Yeah,
Daniel Jones probably doesn't make that play.
Yeah,
but they were chunking the Cowboys. For a lot of the game, like they were getting. We were
still doing. I mean, because it was as amazing as Trayvon Diggs is. The Cowboys have their own defensive issues. You know what I'm saying? So we were moving the ball, but it's like it's this. I don't understand, and I guess again it gets back to Jason Garrett. You know what I mean? I don't understand if he's getting I feel like he has a game plan, and this is where I start blaming Joe Judge a little bit because I feel like Jason Garrett does make some decisions, and then all of a sudden some play comes out of nowhere that has nothing to do with the rhythm of what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the trick play to Kadarius Toney.
Yeah,
where you throw him a screen and then he tries to throw it back.
Yeah, and you're like, why? You know what I'm saying?
It's a second down, so I get it. You want to try on a second down, but you're in your own side of the field. I
hate to tell you guys, though. I hate to break it to you. That's Jason. That's Jason Garrett.
So what are we doing with this guy? Oh my God!
I even had people Cowboys fans at the stadium tell me, "Yeah, that's Jason Garrett," because there was a play early in the game. I think it was 2nd and 5. And there was 9 people, 10 people on the line of scrimmage for the Giants. Barkley in the backfield was it's so obvious it's going to Barkley.
Yeah.
Dude, come on, man.
For 10 years.
Yeah.
That is what I dealt with Jason Garrett. There would be, because we would like basically Cowboys fans were asking for these types of plays, and then he just started doing them. But there's no, like you guys are saying, there's almost like no rhythm or reason.
No, he doesn't do them for the game. He does them because he hears fans saying it. And he's
it's literally like he's playing, like he's like someone from Madden got in on his headset.
Yeah, like what are you doing? Like get him out of here, dude. Like this coaching staff is like really bothering me because Joe Judge as well is really getting under my skin, dude. Where is the clock management whatsoever? Now all of a sudden he don't want to throw a challenge flag on anything. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to challenge nothing. He want to yell at his own players for doing anything. Nobody has everything Joe Judge said he was going to be when he came here, he's the opposite. And I'm like, what is going on? It's smart, disciplined football. Nobody is smart or disciplined on the team. You know what I mean? We're going to cover up mistakes. You know what I mean? More mistakes are being made by our team than any other team in the league. I'm like, what is happening in this organization? What's going on? Like,
I don't get it. And to add to all that, Joe Judge is a special teams guy. We haven't made any plays on special teams.
Not one.
Well, I barely even see them pin a punt in the 5 yard. Like, within
the
5
best play
yards.
we made was last week during the Saints when C.J. Board broke off a tackle and we got like to midfield. You know what I mean? Right before the Saquon Barkley wheel route. But there's the special, like everything just looks like. It just looks like it makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand what's happening. And as a fan, it's like what. I can't look. Every other team in the league, every other team, even the bad ones, even the Jaguars, you see something and you're like, I see what you're trying to do. At least it may be wrong, but it looks like something. We don't look like anything out there. You know what I'm saying? We just like. Go ahead.
I will say early in the game, I got the vibe that you don't trust Nate Soldier. Okay. Fine. Like, I get it. You don't trust Nate Soldier. You got Matt Pert, your backup right tackle, and that right tackle. Okay.
Who played very well, believe it or not.
Played very well. You don't want to sling it. Okay. But now you're down, and now you want to start opening up the playbook and slinging it. It's with the backup quarterback.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, what is going on? Like, what is happening?
I feel like that was a thing where it's like you didn't – like if only Daniel Jones went out, then I feel like obviously Saquon's there, so it wouldn't have been like that.
Yeah.
But I feel it's the same reason why it's like as soon as I realized Glennon was going to come in, I'm like, oh, they're going to go for it. They're probably going to get the touchdown.
Yeah,
like,
all the plays we want him. Yeah, go ahead.
You've got to open it up. You have to. Like, you got to have it. Even the interception, he's got to be throwing those balls because other than that, you're not going to keep up with the Cowboys. You're just
I don't understand what's going on or why doesn't the players. And my issue with Jones is like I like him as a quarterback, I do, but he is your classic like I'm gonna do what the coach says no matter what, even if it literally puts me in danger. You know what I mean?
Right.
He won't just like play football. You know what I mean? Like, just go out, go do something. So what if Jason Garrett is on the sideline looking mad because you changed the play? The play is bad. So if it's bad, change that shit, dude. Like, fuck this man. This man does not know what he's doing. Like, stop listening to him. Everyone needs to stop listening to him. Like, seriously. If you're a professional athlete, if you're a professional anything, you developed a certain skill level to get there, right? Trust that, okay? Because don't trust these knuckleheads calling these plays on offense, defense, or special teams. That's how I feel. We have a terrible staff. We got to get rid of all this shit at the end of the year, man. Like, it's
one last thing I'll say about the offense is I get the vibe that they don't trust Evan Ingram. It's like, bro, okay, you're down all your weapons basically on offense except Evan Ingram and Kadarius Toney. You can't throw to Kadarius Toney all the time. Hey, you have a tight end that runs a 4.4. You might want to give him like a 15-yard post or something that isn't just a 5-yard route, dude.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Open. He can stretch the field too.
Yeah.
And if you don't think he can stretch the field, then why in the last game did you give him
a jet sweep?
A jet sweep? Come on, man.
It's like you don't like you're right. It has to be like fan like driven. You know what I mean? Because like they hear us complaining about Evan Ingram, so now they won't do it. And it's like if you're a coaching staff, die on your sword. You know what I mean? Like, stop bitching out to what the. I mean, I'm a fan. Yes, I get it. But it makes no sense. Either listen to me or don't. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not like make a decision. These guys have no spine or anything like that. They don't know what they're doing.
And if you're gonna trade him, you want to trade Evan Ingram, then showcase him.
Yeah.
You think people want to trade for him right now. People are gonna try to get you to sell really low.
Yeah.
At this point.
That's what you got to do, right? You
Yeah.
juice I mean, especially if we're talking about blowing up. Our season's over. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Season's
Yeah.
over, right?
Come on.
0-2 in the division, 1-4 on our record all overall.
Yeah.
Not looking good. You know what I'm saying?
Not looking great, even with the 17-game season. But now the Cowboys. Here's my thing about the Cowboys, right? Like, I've heard a few different analysts, this morning calling them, they're a top 5 team. I don't know, man. Like, not because I'm biased.
It's so funny,
I
dude.
say that because you just have other teams that I think are top 5 that are a little more convincing. I mean, the way we move the ball with our backup quarterback, with basically all of our weapons gone, was a little concerning. Was that not concerning to you?
Yeah, in a vacuum, that's extremely concerning, right? It's extremely concerning in a vacuum. You're like, hey, a backup quarterback's moving the ball up and down the field. But it's like, what mindset and game plan were they, you know what I mean? I feel like if they just softened up and they're like, hey, we're not going to lose this game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing, at the end of the day, they're still people, like the NFL players, coaches, they're still people.
Right.
Like,
They're
it's not,
pros,
it is,
yeah.
as much as we want to be like, no, you fucking put your fucking foot on the neck and you score 50 points and you don't let them score. Like, I don't think they were like, hey, let them get 20 yards. I just don't think that they were as worried about it. I don't think the defense is an elite defense or a great defense. I think the defense is a better defense than anybody, including myself or even if you listen to shit out of Dallas Cowboys camp, out of from themselves, it's better than everyone thought.
Yeah, they're like, even the players are like, I don't know how I'm doing.
So I think but it's always, this is the annoying thing about being a Cowboys fan, is it's always going to be like this. It's great for ratings to talk about the Cowboys, so it's great for the Cowboys fans love that everybody's saying that they're top 5, and everybody that hates the Cowboys hates. That are saying it, and it's something for ratings. I don't know if we're really if we had a one-on-one conversation with the same fucking people and we're like, okay, let's list out the top 5 and let's be real, and you had to put some fucking money on it. I don't think that a lot of people think that the Dallas Cowboys are a top 5 team. I don't think that they're top 5. They're still in the top 10. I think that's still a fucking fine place to be in the NFL. Fucking 5 games.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair to say. I mean, they're clearly in control of the division. And I will say the running game has gotten better. There's more of a commitment to it. I mean, of course, there's going to be your plays where, Zeke gets 1 yard, 2 yards, negative yards. But you committed to giving them more than 20 yards or 20 carries a game, which is not easy to do. I mean, it is when, you have a lead like that, you're chilling. But I think the commitment to the running game has really helped you guys, because now you don't have to use all these crazy weapons that you do have on offense.
Yeah, well, Dak is back, and Zeke is better. Like, Zeke is running better, whether the offensive line is just gelling and playing. I mean, there's so many factors that go into that. But Zeke looks good again, and then it helps. One of the biggest factors is that you have Tony Pollard, because in those other seasons when you didn't have anybody to spell Zeke, it was literally like, oh, someone's going to come in the 2016 season. I don't know why I can't fucking think of who would have been Zeke's backup, but it literally was
Alfred Morris.
That was Alfred.
That was Alfred Morris, and it was like, oh, Alfred Morris is going to come in, and they're probably need a field goal or
you
not
also
score.
had Darren McFadden too, didn't you?
At some point, they tried to revitalize.
I actually
career.
think McFadden was the one that played. I
right
don't
before
think
you got
Morris.
Zeke, right?
I don't. Yeah, I think McFadden played with Zeke, and I don't think Morris did. One of them didn't play with him. Ended up not playing with him, but you have someone that can spell him and be as effective, if not somehow more effective.
Yeah.
I just don't think I don't think he could be your number 1 back for 17 games. Mm-hmm. I don't think Tony Pollard could be.
Well, here's my diatribe about
the
Cowboys. And you know what? It's going to get into my apology, all right, that I know I said that I would make this week, okay? Because what I think we have to acknowledge about the Dallas Cowboys and about Jerry Jones, I'll look you in the camera and say, Mr. Jones, I apologize, okay? Because you are a man who truly invests and cares about the quality of his team, all right? You guys have great talent. You really do. You know what I mean? It's hard to find a skill position group, especially on offense, that looks better than the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I mean? As frustrating as that is to say, that's beyond who's, as a tandem, even just as a duo, Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. You know what I mean? There's Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got like Juju and
Claypool.
and Deontay Johnson.
Juju's out for the season.
Deontay Johnson.
But there aren't a ton of them. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they have good talent, you know what I mean? And what I see from the Cowboys is that talent playing just basically to their level every week, you know what I mean? Now, have you benefited from some teams being hurt? Yes, you've benefited from no McCaffrey, whatever we had this week. But that Chargers win is looking a lot more legit as the Chargers look better, you know what I mean? And taking Brady down to the wire, seeing how the Bucs have beat the shit out of everybody else so far this season, that you have to get credit for that, you know what I mean? I just think that from my perspective as a guy who has poured his heart and soul into a team that doesn't seem to really like try to step up, you know what I mean, to play what a lot of our commentators talk about, playing above the X's and O's. I don't see that happening on my team, and I see that happening on Dallas. So it's like, as much as I hate them, as much as I literally can't sleep when they beat, especially when they beat us. I cursed at my mother during the game. Mom, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I really did. I was cursing at her. I tried to kick her out of my house, and it was not a good look. This team is tearing me apart, these New York Giants, okay? And that can't be the case anymore.
I wish we had the time to make like a God damn, I sound like an idiot. Dramatization of you like yelling at your mom in your house as like as it cuts to Saquon's ankle
while looking at that balloon. Just like okay. Well, yeah, but anyway, it's just it was watching a quality team beat up on a team with like really with no direction. I saw that the Giants have no direction this week, and I think the Cowboys do. You know what I mean? You guys have an identity, and you guys are like, you're a team that nobody can look at and just be like, oh, they're an easy win. You know what I mean? Like, they're legit. They're legit. They're a scary team.
Hell yeah. I appreciate that. I appreciate that apology. I'm sure Jerry Jones loves that and appreciates that apology as well. We've got actually one more apology to go before we move on from this game, and that's from Lucas. If you just want to look into the camera and talk to Mr. Jones there.
Mr. Jerry Jones, first I must say, I actually had a very pleasant experience at your fine establishment, Jerryland.
It is nice. It is nice. I've been to Jerry.
It's pretty fucking nice. Okay, let's start with pros. Pros, $5 beers. I've never paid such little for a beer. I mean, granted, it was Miller Lite, but $5 beers at a stadium?
That's worth it.
Oh, come on. You can't beat that, man.
The tickets are like $1,200, but the beers are fine.
There are things you probably, charge a little bit more, for, but beers, great. Okay. Parking. The cheapest parking ticket at the stadium is $120, and it goes all the way up to $250. I don't even know, probably even more, depending on how close you want to be to the stadium. So I ended up having to I parked at a church. It was a very nice church. They had a off-duty cop there watching the rental car. Beautiful, thank you. And then they had a little shuttle.
Where's the apology in this?
No. I gotta give my little review of the stadium because I'm a travel guy.
Apology or a Yelp review?
5 stars.
It started the Yelp review, but overall, I actually felt welcomed at Cowboy Stadium. The fans were, for the most part, very nice to me. There was one point when Barkley went down and everyone started clapping. And I really appreciated that. And some guy, Cowboys fan, mentioned, if this was the Eagles stadium, everyone would be booing them. And I think he was right. So thank you for that. I think you've instilled, and this comes to the apology, you've instilled a very good culture on the Cowboys. Even though I despise the Cowboys, you can tell that the culture is there. They know what they're going to do. They're going to run the ball down your throat. If they have to throw it 40, 50 times a game, they will. But they want to run the ball. And I get that you built the team that way. That's good. I wish our general manager built the team that way. But he didn't. He said, let's just piece together all these random offensive linemen and, we'll find out what they're best at. Do you want to do a zone run block scheme? Yeah. Do we have the players for that? No. Okay. So let's do whatever we can. Do we have a running back that we drafted second overall? Yeah. Do we have the offensive lineman to help them succeed in the best possible way? Probably not. But you did something like that, and that's good. I commend you for that. I commend you for, even though you don't, all this success and good team building doesn't always lead to playoff wins. Like, at least you get there. We haven't been there in like 10 years.
Yeah. And we still seem to talk about 10 years ago,
Yeah.
right? Every week, a new player that was on the team for 10 years. The kicker came out 2 weeks ago. I was like, Jeff Fiegels? I didn't even know he was kicking for us back then. But anyway, sorry.
Speech, yeah. We still got to dig back and be like, hey, like, Justin Tuck, can you please come in and motivate us? And can you bring the all-in towels? By the way, you guys gave your fans towels. That was cool. That got the crowd all riled up. I actually brought one back for Kenny, but thank God I didn't give it to him for his podcast.
Yeah, he's like, I got you a towel, but I forgot it.
I
think
really
he wants
did
to give
forget
it to me
it,
he wants to give it to me in the parking lot in like a brown bag. He wants to like throw it on the ground. Like, pick that
I
up.
saw a Giants fan in front of me, take the towel, stomp it on the floor, and like. Okay,
Jesus Christ.
I know.
It's like, bro, like,
sometimes
relax.
emotions get the best of you. I didn't do that. I'm a guest at your Jerry Land, and I had a good time there. So thank you, and I'm sorry.
I love the apologies. Thank you guys. I'm so thankful I didn't have to do it. It would have been brutal. I'm glad there's two. You guys get to kind of commiserate in the loss, so it's a little. I think it takes like.
Now here's the real shit. All right, you paid them goddamn refs. Okay, I swear to God, Jabril Cox led with that helmet. All right, I don't give a shit what anybody says. All right, and I'm telling you, did you see the man maul Kadarius Toney? I'd throw 2 punches next week, Kadarius Toney. Next time we see the Cowboys, go up there, punch Jerry Jones. All right, punch him. I don't care who you hit. Okay?
I thought there was gonna be more class. I didn't think we were gonna have a classless section of this, so I wasn't gonna bring this up.
Man, y'all over here Instagramming and tweeting.
But I have to implore anyone to go back and watch this, the Daniel Jones naked boot, and watch him lower his head before contact, which is illegal.
It's
illegal.
He went shoulder to brace. All right, he went shoulder.
Lowered the crown of his helmet.
All right,
and tried to. I feel like it was like an offensive. I don't even know if this even exists, but it was like he was targeting the defense. I thought that
it wasn't.
If this was college, I would implore the refs to remove Daniel Jones from the game, concussion or not, for targeting.
That is rude.
I understand. I understand what Kenny's getting at, because after he saw Daniel Jones run over an Atlanta defensive lineman. I get it. You think he's a violent guy? No, he's not. He's a sweetheart. Yeah, he might look a little intimidating. Not quite like Saquon Barkley's legs, but he might look intimidating. But no,
that should have been.
And you know how you know? Jaron Kearse ran right over to him and apologized for his bullshit friend who made an illegal move. All right, did you see the guy? He was hulking up over him, looking at the, ooh, get your little bitch ass off the ground. We don't like that shit, all right?
Yeah, I mean, when you don't know that he's literally on Queer Street.
Man, I swear to God, Amari Cooper was limping. I was like, break it. I was like, every time when Zeke hit that pylon, I was like, man, I hope.
Speaking of Zeke hitting that pylon, do you see how I thought that even though they have the camera in them, I thought they gave a little. That was like a brick.
No. Yeah.
That was like he literally landed, and I was like, for a second, it looked like, oh, okay, so now Zeke's gonna be out for a while.
No, that was tough. Like, because I didn't, and they said it. The ref or the sideline guy was not paying attention to the pylon. These guys are like watching the game, but he needs to be watching that pylon because you yank it the second that player gets over near him.
Oh,
you know what I mean? He didn't yank it in time, and Zeke landed because that was a first down pylon.
Yeah.
That wasn't the goal line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the one that gives and just knocks over. But yeah, he's supposed to yank that because that camera hurt Zeke. You saw that. That was messed up. You know what I mean? But anyway, I think that was a fun recounting of the weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the first Division Rivals Bowl, we'll have another one later in the season.
We will. We coming back. All right.
see.
We will be back. You never get two on us.
Maybe you can spoil the Cowboys' playoff chances. That at this
thank you.
point is probably the best case
feels
scenario
good.
for where we'll be in December.
Can't wait. You know what I mean?
NFC East.
NFC East.
Because I have our picks here, and I already looked at our
yeah.
records. Do you guys want to do records first or games? Or just go through the games and know your record at the end?
Go through a game. Yeah.
Okay, so
let's find out.
We'll go NFC East first. Saints played Washington, and the Saints
Saints won.
Pulled out the victory.
Yeah.
You had picked Washington. Lucas and I picked the Saints. So that was cool for us.
I picked Washington. Man, I mean, it was Saints are so up and down. You know what I mean? Jameis Winston threw a pick and then a touchdown back to back. So
it was like almost a meme video because everybody literally was posting the up and down of Jameis Winston.
By the way, quick note about the Saints. They have a bye week next week, and then is week 6 when they can get Michael Thomas back.
Yeah.
I believe Teron Armstead.
Mm-hmm. 7 starters come back.
Yeah, 7. They might not be so up and down after that. I don't know. You can only hope, but
we'll I don't know. I don't know. I think it still goes by Jameis, and I think he's still going to be up and down. I think that's the
thing is he throws those picks. I know you're trying to get through the record, but he's throwing those picks on those crossers. You know what I mean? And who catches those better than Michael Thomas? Like absolutely nobody.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So like if you get that guy back, now you can still get Callaway going deep. You're right. Yeah. Saints could be like really dangerous around the same time the Bucks got dangerous last year. You know what I mean?
You get the slant king back.
The bully. Yeah.
So the fucking Eagles beat the Panthers. The Panthers are looking like one of the teams that was 3-0 that is kind of a fake.
They're slipping.
Although they don't have Christian McCaffrey. But if you're going to be a good team, you have to be able to lose somebody that's not the quarterback and fucking keep trucking. You got to be able to keep on moving along. I'm bummed out that the Eagles get another win and just get to stay in the division a little bit.
Stay relevant. Like this team wasn't supposed to be relevant.
Yeah.
Even 5 games in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you flip Washington and the Eagles, I feel like people thought that those two teams were basically going to be each other.
Yeah.
Because I think Washington's doing worse than everybody thought.
It seems like the teams with the black quarterbacks are finding some success. Huh. I'm thinking about that, John Mara. All right. Anyway, just thinking about it.
So, I mean, I mean, I don't feel like there's much change, though, in the division. I guess you guys are kind of out of it. You guys are already out of the division. You could still, I mean, depending on the rest of the league,
it's still it's still a long season, and we actually don't get any division games till November. So you know what I mean. It's like the division could either already shape itself by the time we get another crack at it, or a bunch of stuff can happen. You know what I mean? The middle part of the season ends up being a lot different. Like when we get into October, November, December, when it gets colder, these games start looking a lot different. So we don't know what can happen by that time. You know what I mean? But yeah, right now the Cowboys are controlling it, and the Eagles they're still in there. They're breathing down their necks a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, more than you thought they were, but they're still doing it. Yeah. Jalen Hurts is getting it done.
Hey, bro, he rallies them troops. You know what I mean? They like him. They like him a lot.
I think he's got a big chip on his shoulder. Mm-hmm. I think ever since he got pulled at halftime from the national championship game, he's just had this giant chip on his shoulder. Yeah, and if that's what it is, good, because you're doing well. Where it matters a lot more in the NFL than it does in college football, which you guys won that game anyways, right? Oh, a team win.
Guys want to play, man. They don't like that team stuff. They want to play. You know what I mean? So
go. Oh, you have something else?
Yeah. Speaking of teams, I feel like we got to touch on that at one point or another. John Gruden, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do the Raiders. The
Raiders. But fine, we'll do their game. We'll do their game.
We'll do the game, and then we'll talk about what's happening there.
We all picked the Raiders to win, but I feel we didn't know. This was before the scandal started breaking.
We all picked the Raiders.
No idea.
I'm sorry, Chicago. I really am. I apologize. You know what I mean? I bet on racism, and I did not know.
You unknowingly bet on white supremacy.
I had no idea. So thank God I was wrong on this one. Because that was some tough stuff that was tough. That was a tough thing to see. You know what I mean? John Gruden. And it was funny because they tried to make light of it because it happened. I saw some people on TV being like, "It happened 7 years ago." You know what I mean? He wasn't working for the NFL, and I'm like, "Did you what?" He said a black man had lips like Michelin tires. You know what I mean? And then he said, and then when they were like, "Don't worry about it," they were like, "Okay, how about what he said about these communities?" You know what I'm saying? Like it was like night and day. Yeah. Very similar. It's funny. I think Urban Meyer was behind it. I think that's my conspiracy theory.
Actually, so you know who was technically behind it? These emails were discovered because they were exchanged between, I believe, the president of the Redskins at the time and Mr. John Gruden.
Yeah.
So because the Washington football team had such a horrible culture and they were being investigated.
Yeah.
That's when they discovered. They just so happened to discover this.
Also, their culture was so bad.
The Washington football team was so bad that as an organization that they got a head coach from a completely different football team fired.
I swear to God.
Okay, he resigned, but he got fired.
Bro, I
He's
saw this
saving
on
face.
Undisputed, and Shannon Sharp said it, but I think it's very true. It's a lot of coaches in the league right now scrapping emails, bro. Like they are over there
100%. Like that's what my thing is. Like,
yeah.
But it's that's I don't know. It's like the whole thing is pretty whack.
It's tough. I mean, it's tough to lead a football team after having stuff like that come out. You know what I mean? Because it's like there's a thing about the NFL where it's like, okay, there's a very understood culture behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people try to be like, well, that's football. That is what it is. But again, you get back to the people you were talking about earlier, how each individual, you go into these rooms and you have to look these men in the eye and then turn around and tell them what to do, yell at them, sometimes berate them a lot, during these football games. And they will get behind that if they feel like you have their best interest at heart. You know what I mean?
Right.
So to look like a man like Gruden and know that he was so like comfortable to put it in an email, you know what I mean? Like that's a lie. You typed it out, you know what I mean? And you hit send and didn't, you know what I mean? It never goes away once it gets typed out on an email. Like
that's
honestly,
honestly, it's some old man shit.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
Racism is a texting thing.
Yeah. Dude, Bruce Allen texted from the Washington football team's email. Like, he was like, I'll put this on the public team email bracket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's how brazen they were with it. It's like, it's hard to lead people when you have that shit. You know what I mean? It's hard to lead people with that mentality.
The dude's not going to work again. He's like never. He's not going to work again. Obviously, but like he'll work again.
Okay, I think he will. I mean, dude, it's funny. You thought, what was the guy's name that ran the defense coordinator from the Saints when they ran the bounty hunter program?
Yeah,
He worked again.
Greg Williams. That's Greg Williams.
Greg Williams.
He got a lot of jobs after that.
I would bet any. I don't. Nah, Gruden is not going to be. He would be lucky if he could be a college coach at this point. Mm-hmm. He's not going to be an NFL coach at he's not going to be an offensive coordinator, a quarterback coach, a fucking offensive game plan schemer on Wednesdays. Like he's not going to be that, and he's not going to be any type of fucking
I don't know, dude. I
don't know, but here's something I learned today that makes me think you might be right. He got stripped from the Buccaneers.
Yeah, that's what the
Ring
thing I
of
was going
Honor.
to bring up.
Wow, I did not.
The Bucks came up and said, like, we appreciate and we know that he won in the past, but he does not align with the views and where we're taking this team, like where we're taking the culture of and we're removing him effective immediately from the Ring of Honor.
That is very surprising, especially coming from a team that's from Florida.
I
mean, come on, let's be real.
But when it comes to like corporate shit. Yeah. Especially when it comes to racism, sexism, homophobia, just any of those. Like he hit the gamut of them.
Yeah. And look at what the league went through like last year, like trying to recover because they were losing serious numbers in the fan base because of their mistreatment of minorities and different communities. So it's like they have to. That's I did not know that. I did not know that.
They're actually getting it on both ends, to be honest, because they're getting it for the treatment of minorities and whatnot, but they're also getting it from the other side for the kneeling, where there's like I said, I know plenty of one of the managers here will not he just walks around. He will not watch football even while he's here working. Mm-hmm. He's like no. He saw me watching. He sat down for a second next to me, and then he literally he's like I wish it'd be nice to watch football, and he got up.
Yeah.
And he doesn't watch football literally 100% because of all the kneeling, and he's like he can't support that. So it's like on both ends.
Yeah.
There's a weird kind of double standard there when it comes to coach versus owner because. It was 2-3 years ago when the Houston Texans owner said you can't have the inmates running the prison.
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah. I mean that is pretty racist to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
very,
maybe not quite as explicit as the whole Mitchell and Tires thing, but hey, it's still racist.
And because of the nature of who these owners are, they let they have the power to do and say whatever they want. You know what I mean? And a lot of times they don't get in any trouble for it because of, like I said, the culture of what the league is. You know what I mean? But the NFL has like done a lot to like really like pay attention to the fact that like you don't just have one type of consumer paying attention to your league. You know what I mean? So it's $1 billion business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you got to keep that bottom line. So yeah, they want to appeal to the guy who hates the kneeling, but it's like, okay, but we also have, you know, the minority groups.
80% black.
Yeah, I mean, and the league is 80% black. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Nassib is an openly gay player on the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? It's like this dude can't be the coach. All right, you know what I'm saying? He can't.
So I'm in no way saying that he shouldn't lose it. I feel like he should lose his job, but there's some level of like losing your life, basically, where I'm like, I don't feel completely comfortable even if he's fucking racist.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't.
How do I know you're gonna like have? Especially, I'm a black player on a team. How do I know? Coaches have, you know, players, you know, money in their hands, salary,
100%.
stuff like that. How do I know that you're doing that in the best interest? You know what I mean? To like, so yeah, I mean, you can't have that in the league right now. You know what I mean? It's really not good. So
now is the worst time.
Yeah.
You know, like racial tensions are at an all-time
high.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
you can't have that, dude. Or again, like I said, Urban Meyer, very happy that this is happening. You know,
and so
also pretty weird. It's like, well, you can like basically like over the pants finger a girl on camera, but you can't like, you know, say a few racial slurs.
7 years ago.
7 years ago. Very weird.
Speaking of that, Titans beat the Jags. Lucas and I picked Titans. Dwayne picked Jags as the upset.
Now I want to say, all right, I didn't know how deep that shit was before but both times I bet on danger. Okay.
Yeah, there's too many distractions in both those locker rooms for those teams to win this week. To be honest. And the Urban Meyer thing, I mean, he fingered a girl's butt, dude, on camera. Like, you literally like didn't finger her butt. He's over the pants, but he's like,
he was digging for treasure.
He was digging. He was digging the way that you usually only dig if that's your girl. Like, not even like a girl that you took on a date.
Yeah.
It's like it's officially your girl.
Yeah.
And so now you feel like, I could dig.
I'm comfortable.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would never dig in a stranger like that.
Yeah, and because like you got to know she's into that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
100%.
That's not a we met tonight.
That's actually a sad thing sometimes when you do the dig and a girl, like if you like it's a girl and you're like, okay, I'm gonna dig in that ass, and then she's like they just doesn't like. She's like, nah,
slaps it away.
I don't like that. Like public.
Yes,
like,
that is assault. That is very much assault. Unless
funny, using the same hand that he probably touched his wife with earlier because it was the same restaurant. He was at dinner with his family.
Yeah, that's true. He owned the restaurant.
Yes. So this is just a normal fucking whatever night of the week it was. This wasn't even a special occasion.
Yeah, exactly.
He's sticking fingers in asses every night of the week.
Somebody's old herb is out there.
God damn.
So
I didn't know that.
A friend of mine, I was like, I was joking with a friend of mine. I was like, man, Urban Meyer's out here in these streets, and my guy goes, that's why they call him Urban. I was like, oh, okay, I see what you did there. It was nuts, man. So, but Jags lost. I'm on a bad bet.
I'll go straight over to a game where you got it over on both of us, though. You picked the Bills over the Chiefs. We were kind of talking about this a little bit before the podcast. Personally, I want to say the Chiefs are a good team. They're a very good team. I don't believe in them though as like this invincible team anymore. I'll definitely be grading them differently when I'm picking them. I can't just pick them to beat every team like I feel like I used to be able to.
Yeah. But that is what I see with the Bills. Everything you said the Chiefs aren't, I see that with the Bills right now. You know what I mean? They just like you can't go into a Bills game and like find a weakness right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the Chiefs tried to exploit them, you know what I mean? With like the deep ball, they couldn't, you know what I mean? They have not had a running game almost ever, you know what I mean, since Kareem Hunt left. Yeah. So, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and their running back just went down, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah.
He's going to be out maybe 1 or 2 weeks, but still, like now is when you need him most because now you really need a running game.
Yeah.
So
the Bills just demolished them, man. Go ahead. You watched more of the game, didn't you?
I did, yeah. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs. Like, let's not get it twisted. They're not. Their record doesn't reflect them being a good team, but they're still a good team. No one wants to face them.
Right.
Like, I mean, the Bills won fairly comfortably, but
Yeah, they're a good team. They're just not. They're just not the Chiefs that we.
Yeah. I will say though, as their record gets worse, they're only going to get hungrier. So I don't want to play them. No one wants to play them right now.
Well, you're going into a Chiefs game. They're probably getting everybody's best football still. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Nobody wants to get shredded by Mahomes. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to lose the way they've lost to the Chiefs over time. So you got that. But from like I said, I watched highlights, you know what I mean, and not the full game start to finish, but I definitely saw a Bills team that had no fear of like the Chiefs' mystique.
No fear.
You know what I'm saying?
Very complete team also. Like, dude, they got the pass rush figured out. They got an outstanding secondary. Where are the weaknesses on this team? If I were to go on
they still have that bill on the side of their helmet. That's the weakness.
I mean, if I were to go on the limb, I would say maybe their receiving core, but they have Stephon Diggs. He's one of the best receivers in the league.
If your last name is Diggs, like
you're chilling right now.
No, I mean, I think that I meant what I just said. I think the worst part about the Bills is that they're the Bills, so they got to like really, really win. They got to really, really win the shit. They got to not fall apart in the playoffs. They got to do those things. I'm not even saying I think I believe in them. I do believe in them. I think that they can do it. But they're I feel like they're one of those teams that until they do it, like I feel the Cowboys are in that situation. The Cowboys are again. I feel like people forget the Cowboys are a laughing stock half the time. The past 25 years.
Yeah,
literally a laughing stock of the league. You got to win some. Like this is all good. 4-1 is good.
Yeah.
But you got to win. You got to take it past that and win playoff games. Get to this. Like get to the Super Bowl. If not win it, get there.
Yeah. That's all we want, really. I mean, you get to the talk Cowboys, Bills, same thing. You know what I mean? You want to see them do that in December and January when it's great. You know what I mean? We can always sit here in October and be like, we the shit. You know what I mean? Just like we could sit here and say the season is over, which it is. But you know what I'm saying? It's like
the difference between Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. How many times did Peyton Manning go into week 8 or 9, 8-9-0, like multiple times to where you felt like, oh yeah, the Colts aren't going to lose a game until maybe double digits.
Yeah.
And then lose in the playoffs. And Manning and Brady goes on and gets all his rings. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's why I feel like the difference is. I mean, although
even in both of Peyton's best seasons, like the first one with the Broncos and the 15-1 season with the Colts. That last game, you know what I'm saying? It's like get over that hump, Brady. You know, if you don't get over that hump, we have a reason to talk about you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you got to get there.
So many years it just came down to that. The entire AFC came down to Brady versus Spain. And Brady usually got the best of them.
Yeah.
And so another team that's, the only undefeated team left, we got the Cardinals that we all picked over the Niners. So we kind of all won that one. And the Cards look great. You know what I mean? They just look. There's Kyler slinging it. Did you see that sideline catch, Rondale?
No, I did not. I didn't watch most of that game.
It was just it was a crazy sideline catch.
It was hard to watch other games after I spent a lot of time. I was trying to play catch up, but I was very sad. So,
Colts Ravens. Dude, the Colts almost pulled it off. Yeah. The Colts almost fucking pulled it off.
Yeah.
I wish they would have.
But Lamar Jackson doing his thing, man. You know what I mean? Won me another one this week. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm feeling like the Cowboys of fantasy right now.
Lucas, Vikings. You pick the Vikings, and we both pick the Lions. Do you fucking like that?
Yeah, I do, because the Vikings are – listen, man, they're still a very good team. Like, don't forget that this was a playoff team the past few years. Like, they're not going away. Yeah. I mean, they might not look as good right now, but the pieces are still there. Justin Jefferson's only going to get better. Yeah. He's becoming one of the best receivers in the NFL.
Definitely.
You guys see the Dan Campbell, I believe, is the Lions coach. You guys see him crying?
He got it, baby. You know what I'm saying? He got the win that he's been craving. You know what I mean? That he
No. They lost last second.
Yes. Huh?
The Lions lost last second.
But they got the win that did they not crawl, fight, bite some kneecaps? You know what I'm saying?
Saying. You're saying like the
Thank you. I don't expect Detroit to win any of these games.
But
you root for them because they're a fun.
This is like Cowboys
team to watch.
This is like Cowboys week 1. That's what you're saying. This is like Cowboys.
Dude, I gotta say, man, Detroit is like making me want to root for. I don't know why. You know what I mean? Like I just like
fighting them, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, I'm seeing that in them. You know what I'm saying? And like that's why he was crying, because he was just like, you know what? We lost this game, but we almost had it. it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did, man. I'm telling you, I like Detroit. I like the personality, and I like Dan Campbell, man. He seems more genuine than Joe Judge. I'm really not seeing much. I'm really not liking what I'm seeing out of Joe Judge. So. Yeah.
The Pats almost gave the game away, but then Mac gets his first fourth quarter comeback is how everyone was spinning that game. We all picked the Pats, so we all won there.
Right.
Did you guys have any insight or opinions on that game?
Nah, they're going to be up and down all year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
typical rookie quarterback shenanigans.
I did not realize Jets Falcons was in London. I was the only one to pick the Falcons because you guys liked how the quarterback for the Jets was playing the week before, but Falcons went out and my tight end scored a shit ton of points.
yeah.
Oh, Kyle Pitts, yeah, I got
In vain because I still lost. But
Yeah, whatever it is about New York in football, it's just like you can't, like, they're not going to do it 2 weeks in a row. I don't know what it is. They don't know.
You know what? On behalf of the NFL, I'm sorry, London, that we sent the absolute worst team over to you.
Exactly. It's like ridiculous.
Like, hey, look, let's just give you a little taste of what American football is like. And yeah, there's some touchdown scores, but come on, we sent such
The
low
Jets
quality.
and the Falcons. Did you see them pan to the audience? Most of them were like, we just found these jerseys. Like, we don't even know what it is. Mark Sanchez, I don't even know who's out there. Like, yeah, it's tough to make them play.
you guys picked the Rams. I picked Seattle. Rams won. I mean, obviously, I didn't realize Russell Wilson would be out in the first half of the game.
Went down. Geno Smith. Once again, we talked
man,
about
Geno Smith.
Geno came back. And just, yeah, of course, when you got Geno Smith going up against that Rams defense, it's not going to be good. So
that just wasn't the game we thought it was going to be. I'll give Lucas credit on the Steelers. Lucas picked the Steelers to win. I thought the Broncos. Again, the Broncos might be another one of those teams that's not a real those early 3-0 teams that just they're the pretenders.
Yeah.
Next year we get more of those those little cheesy segments, like we could do like pretenders and contenders.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We should do that after the first few games, kind of seeing how this played out. I'm realizing that I'm too just like, whoa, the Broncos are good now. I'm going to pick them.
They're not. They're having trouble with the offense. Actually, Vic Fangio even came out and called out Pat Shurmur, which is fucking hilarious.
Oh, that's so funny.
We were in New York like, bring back Pat Shurmur. Vic Fangio's like, this nigga better get it together. You know what I'm saying?
Is he running 11 personnel like 90% of the time?
Yeah, run 11 personnel.
Oh my God,
you know what I
this
mean?
guy
Spreading
is obsessed with 11 personnel.
Yeah,
I can't
spreading
stand
it, man. Teddy Two Gloves does not. He's not a thrower. Like you gotta no balance again on the Broncos, just like he did with us, you know. But when he had the quarterback that could run that system, we fired him. So you know what I mean. I guess it's just the league is gonna do what they want. You know what I'm saying? So
Unfortunately,
we got two more games here. We've got Dolphins Bucks. We all picked the Bucks. The fucking Tom went in and destroyed them.
yeah, 5 touchdowns, baby. Man, both my quarterbacks were electric this week. All right, honestly.
I don't think this podcast is just about real football. It's not about fantasy football anymore.
yeah. At
we
this
don't even
point,
talk
it's
about
like
that shit.
we're so deep in the actual football there.
You're not doing too well.
Oh, Xavier just rolled in and he got his
third
first.
place.
there you
Yeah,
go.
he
Yeah,
did.
man.
He got his win, baby. See?
Oh, yeah.
Don't sleep on the Giants, baby.
Oh
All
God,
right?
that's the most positive thing said about the Giants today.
some value there
I almost
somewhere.
did miss the game, that Browns Chargers game.
Ooh.
Dwayne, you picked the Browns. Me and Lucas picked the Chargers, and that game is that game actually, not to make it about myself and the Cowboys. That game reminds me of that Peyton Manning Tony Romo game, like in 2014, 15, somewhere around then, where it was the same exact type of thing where it was just like down to the wire.
And Baker was slinging it and just tried to get Odell, you know what I mean, and got lost in it and just lost the game for him, man. It was bad. I'm sorry but Justin Herbert showed me something. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I don't know if
He slings it.
he does
yeah.
it. He does it for real. Some are saying he could be MVP this year.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I mean, at this point, between him and Josh Allen, it's pretty close.
It's like him,
maybe,
Josh Allen, Dak Prescott. Those are like
Dak
for real. Those
Prescott
Dak
could
is in the conversation.
although
in the conversation.
this
I know
last
you guys.
game, Dak didn't have to do that much, but yeah,
He still did. He still did that much.
He's in the conversation. We did the thank yous already. All right, stop
You
trying
did
to
the
pull out extra.
conversation.
I gotta
Yeah,
make sure you guys know, because you guys do every chance you guys team up and kind of.
God, we gonna get this next
Like,
one. man.
every top category is like, there's a cowboy there.
Yeah.
All right, the last game that we got to talk about, Packers Bengals. That was all the missed kicks,
Woo!
the overtime. I picked the Bengals and almost got that win. Probably should have got that win.
Right.
Whichever way you want to spin it. You could really argue for either
Mason
team.
Crosby tried to give it to you. He did. He tried to give the Bengals that win.
Yeah.
He tried so hard.
He tried so
Chase.
hard.
That's like out of he's a good wide receiver.
Yeah.
I think he was getting shit on after the first 2 games, but he's
Well, he was getting shit on from preseason when
Yeah.
he was like, the ball looks different from college, and everybody was like, oh no, he's about to be like, a bust. Nope.
no. Well, these wide receivers are eating.
Yeah.
These guys that took the last year off, opted out the last year, come back and ball him. Like him, Micah
Parsons
did that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All they did was you can train though. Like that's what they said, Micah.
yeah.
Like they go to them NFL trainers for a full year. You come in with the body. Though they talk about most players have to develop their NFL body, they come in with it. So it's like that they've been showing it. Yeah, you're right. They've been doing a great job. You know what I mean? Plus it's like, what is college? College is just trying to make money off these guys anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like,
now they can finally make their own money.
yeah. So these dudes were kind of being held hostage. COVID probably saved a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Because like the game holds you hostage for 3 years. You have to before you're eligible. By then, you're so beat up from college, you barely get any, especially if you're like a running back or something like that. You barely get any run in the league. So props to these dudes, man. Go get your money and do well. You know what I'm saying?
The wounds have been licked from this week's loss. The celebrations from the win are over. And it's time to move forward to
What
week
the
6.
best record?
We didn't do the God damn it. Best record. Oh, you know why Lucas? Because I already told Lucas. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why. But the records were: I was 9-7. Lucas was 12-5. Dwayne was 7-9.
Ooh, 7-9. All right,
Yeah,
all right. I'm gonna bet. no more bullshit picks.
Yeah.
That's what I realized. That's why I told Lucas too before you had got here. Was I was like, looking at the pick, like now, no. I'm like, okay, I don't want to take as many risks. I'm like, now I'm really like, I think I'm gonna get worse now.
I see a number now. I want it. Well, watch this be upset week on everybody. But you know what I mean. We'll see. All right.
Weird. We go back to weird Thursday night game. Like I'm like, I don't want to see these matchups. And it's Bucks Eagles.
Oh
Oh,
man.
man.
All right. Well, I mean, the Bucks clearly they were gonna take. I'm gonna take Tampa Bay.
Yeah, no brainer there.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I'm also taking Tampa Bay. So that's all 3 of us. Then we got Dolphins Jags. Which is actually a very it's like a hard game to pick.
Yeah.
It's like the toilet bowl.
It's
I'll go first on this one. I'm gonna stay tried and true. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins, even though they look like shit as well. I don't think that the Jags. I just don't think they're gonna come up to the. You still got Urban Meyer there. I don't think they're gonna come up and win this game.
Yeah. These players have lost a lot of respect for him. That's what's being said in that locker room. The Dolphins, they still got Jalen Waddle. I think Brian Flores is still. I think the guys still play for Brian Flores. So I'll also pick the Dolphins. I think that's my reasoning behind it.
Where you got,
I'm going to
Lucas?
go with the Jaguars because I think Urban Meyer's not going to be there next week.
No, if they were going to fire him, it's Tuesday. They would have fired him earlier in the week so they could at least put out a game plan with a new coach and all that shit.
I don't know, man. I just have this feeling if it's not next week, one of these weeks, like there's only so much like misery you can tolerate on top of all the things not working your way.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I think at some point they're gonna just have to turn it on and be like, hey man, like let's go balls to the wall.
Right. Yeah. They're professionals. They gotta win sometime.
Vikings, Panthers. I've got to believe the Panthers are gonna turn it around. That's they're not just gonna lose the rest of the games this season. I got Panthers.
Okay. All right. I'll go with the Vikings. I think they're a more complete team than the Panthers right now. With McCaffrey, I don't think is coming back this week. And if that's the case, yeah, I'll pick the Vikings.
Even if McCaffrey comes back, the Vikings have the defense to not shut him down, but slow him down a little bit. So I agree with you. I think they're a more complete team. I'm going to go with the Vikings.
All right, I knew that. I had pre-written it down because I knew no one was going to be on my side here with the Panthers.
Okay.
I knew what this was. Now here's a fucking difficult one. Chargers Ravens.
Chargers, Ravens. Ooh, man. Both teams had comeback emotional victories, so that's tough to pick because you got a lot of and I'm gonna go Chargers. If I have to choose between the two, as far as like defenses and things like that, I think they can stop Lamar Jackson better than the Ravens can stop Justin Herbert. That's my opinion.
I'm going to go Chargers. The reason is I just think the Ravens end up in too many of these games where they're almost giving it away. Mm-hmm. And I think they're playing I think the Chargers are a very good team that they're going to play this week. And I think you can't do that. I don't think that you're going to get away with that with them. And so I'll pick the Chargers as well. Who you got, Lucas?
I agree that the margin of error is very low, and therefore I'm leaning towards the Chargers. However, I will not be surprised if the Ravens win.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Chargers. That's it. I'm not double picking.
Hey, man, hedge those bets. New York style, financial district. I've been watching Succession lately, all right? So
anyway. Dude, the ultimate hedge your bet is hiring an offense coordinator with head coach experience in case your head coach experience doesn't go well. So
that's all we do. We're just
all right, here's an interesting game for this week. It's Rams-Giants.
Oh man!
I'll go first. I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Rams. I don't even need to list out. I think half the team is gonna be in New York resting in hospital beds.
New York Giants, baby. All right, I refuse to pick against this team. I know it. I know it's not good. I get it. I know we got records and stuff on the line. I'm losing money, and you know what? May not be married to my wife by the end of this season because it's gotten in the way of our relationship. But damn it, I've been with y'all since day one, and I won't go anywhere. All right, I'm picking the Giants over the Rams. Crazy upset. We're back at home. You really never know what can happen, so that's what I'm going with.
All right, I'm gonna try to be a little more realistic here. When there's a will, there's a way. I'm picking the Giants.
Yes, you just don't know, man. Yeah, that's what I'm talking
about. We might get Barkley back. There's an
outside.
outside chance we might get Daniel Jones back. If we get one of the two.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that's true.
We get both back. Look out.
Come on, man. We still in at Kadarius Toney, best wide receiver in the league. Kadarius Toney, baby. Punch another motherfucker this week. All right, I can't wait.
Kadarius Toney, very good rookie. Very, very good. Very good rookie. Lots of wide receivers in the league better than him. I'm glad. I want what I wanted. I want to cut from Lucas picking New York to Lucas talking about how the Rams are the best team in football. But I totally get it. If the Cowboys sucked, I'd still be picking them. Luckily, they're playing well this year.
Can't go wrong, baby. Can't go wrong.
This is a game. Here's another toilet bowl. Texans Colts.
Texans Colts.
I'm gonna pick Texans. I think the Texans have a lot of fight in them, and that they haven't been able to get these wins. And the Colts are another kind of wounded team that's not good.
Okay.
And I think that they can do it. So now you guys tell me why the Colts are gonna win.
You think so?
I'm fucking with you. I'm trying. Now I got to get in your guys' heads to fuck up your picks.
So? Because now I want the chicken. No, I'm just playing. Anyway, no, I am picking the Colts though. I just think that they're. If I had to pick between the two, I'll go with the Colts. They got to get a win sometime. Somebody's got to give it up to them. Carson Wentz did not look bad this week. You know what I mean? He played a lot more decisive even in the loss. So I'll pick them over the Texans. I'll pick them.
Who you got, Lucas?
Man, I am so torn. I think I'm gonna go with the Texans.
Oh man, okay.
Nice.
Not
over here alone.
There's something about them, man. Like I feel like because of all the crazy stuff happening with the Deshaun Jackson situation, they just have this extra push. It's the whole back against the wall, everyone's counting us out mentality, which ironically I think they're trying to push on the Giants. But hey, it's actually working for the Texans, so keep riding that, bro, because I don't really get the same vibe from the Colts.
Right. You can tell that it's a team that wants to play together and wants to play for their staff and everything like that. You know what I mean? So, I can see why you'd bet on them. But, I'll pick the Colts.
Kind of like the Giants. I feel like when Daniel Jones lowered his helmet and led with the crown that he was like doing it for Jason Garrett.
Say what you want. If he scored, y'all wouldn't be talking no shit. We'd be like, yo, look out for this dude. All right.
Of course. I'd be today. No, if he scored and was still in the game, I would for sure be like, no. That should have been 4th and 16 from the 16-yard line.
Right.
Like that should have been a penalty, a personal foul. He should have to pay a fine.
They didn't throw it because he didn't score. I swear to God, if he scored, that flag would have went down.
Yeah,
just
I mean,
because
he still should have got that. It should have been 4th and it should have been 4th down on the 16.
I think he paid enough of a fine though. I'm not gonna, did you see him limping?
Let's get some of that money.
This dude had turf in his mouth. Did you see Daniel Jones come up? He was like, he had like turf in his mouth.
God.
You were at the game, so you didn't see it on TV.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
This dude had like literally like had like turf in his mouth. He was like spitting up. He was like,
he's gonna be filing a claim with that NBA that NBA medical thing.
Oh yeah, right. Get on there. Hey, get some of that Sebastian Telfair money. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Chiefs, Washington football team. I think the Chiefs right the ship this week against Washington. I've got Chiefs. I wish they were having a tougher game because I really don't want to pick them this week.
Yeah.
But I have to.
Yeah, I agree with you. Chiefs they're going to beat the team. Patrick Mahomes will beat Washington.
Yeah, no brainer.
Cowboys, Patriots.
Cowboys versus the Patriots. I'm going to pick the Cowboys. I think that they're a better complete. They have more talent than the Patriots do. I know Bill Belichick, is Bill Belichick, but he's been getting exposed. Maybe it's because half the coaches that worked for him coach somewhere else, but like there's no secret to what he does. And Mac Jones still needs some time to like really get it together. So yeah, I'll pick the Cowboys to win that game.
Yeah, no, I think you brought up a great point. Bill Belichick will find a way to maybe not completely shut down the Cowboys, but slow them down. But offensively, I don't think they have the firepower to do enough to beat them.
Of course, I'm picking the Cowboys. I think Bill Belichick's obviously his goal is to win, but I think one of the main what I would be highly surprised is if Trayvon Diggs gets an interception this week.
Yeah,
I feel like that's like Bill Belichick's MO.
Yeah,
is like when there's something that happens every week for a team,
he will scheme it out.
I am not going to let this guy. So I think he's going to like have Mac Jones like, I don't fucking want you even throwing this guy's way.
No, he'll scheme Trayvon Diggs out.
I think he's going to get rid of. I think this is his first. His first week. I think Glennon really threw him a bone last week, letting him get another interception.
Yeah, he
but
gave up.
It is funny to me that it's like of all people, it could have been anybody in the secondary. It was to Trayvon Diggs, the guy who's getting all.
But
the
they
picks.
tried to test don't test him with the backup. You know what I mean? They tested him with Daniel Jones a little bit, and Daniel Jones was getting there, but. Yeah, Trayvon Diggs is good. Don't test him with Mike Glennon. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's stupid. Scheme him out the game.
So Packers, Bears.
Oh, yes, the age-old rivalry. This is good. I have a lot of friends in Chicago that are feeling very confident going into this game. Justin Fields has made them very excited about the Bears in a long time, which I don't think that they have been. With like Trubisky and Jay Cutler did not do them any favors either. But Petty Rogers, man, you know what I'm saying? He's rolling. He's doing his thing. Despite Mason Crosby missing those kicks this week, Aaron Rodgers was getting it done, you know what I mean? And I just think he's going to keep rolling. I don't think the Bears have the defensive firepower that they have been boasting the last few years. Khalil Mack is still legit. That back end can be had, and Aaron Rodgers will be eaten very well. Devontae Adams had 200 yards this week. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's crazy how they allow. They know that he's going to get the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
And he still gets over 100 yards so consistently.
Yeah, every week. It's so But
you can put your best corner on me. He'll still catch balls, but the fact that he gets that many, it's like, come on, dude.
You pick Packers?
I picked the Packers. Yeah.
I'm going to pick the Packers as well. You literally the one sentence in there. I mean, you did a good review, obviously, but that fucking Petty Rogers. Rogers is just unstoppable. He's making kickers miss with his mind, even his own.
Yeah. Do you see him? I love it that he wins, and he's like, he'd be on Pat McAfee. I don't know if y'all watch him on Pat McAfee.
Yeah, I watch him on Pat McAfee.
He's just like sipping wine, just like relaxing. You know what I mean?
So funny.
He's so funny. Yeah. So Petty Rogers, man.
Bengals, Lions.
Ooh.
I feel like there's a lot of tough ones. Wait till most of the rest of these are tough, actually. But Bengals, Lions.
Do you want to pick? You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Bengals. I mean, it's funny. I feel like the same way I still believe in the Vikings, you guys still believe in the Lions for some reason. So, hey, man, there can only be one winner of that division. It's probably going to be neither of them.
Yes.
But I still think the Bengals are a much more improved, complete team, and this should be an easy win for them. Should be.
Yeah, it's true. The Lions are dying for a win.
They are, yeah. I mean? They're not good at this week, though.
You don't think so?
Well, it's one of those,
not against the Bengals.
It's one of those times where the Bengals also just came off this like crazy emotional loss. So I feel like they are going to come in like fucking hard. Like if the Bengals were on like a 3-game win streak and then Dan Campbell's up there crying, I'm like, they're going to come back and win this next week. I can't. I got to go Bengals.
You going Bengals?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
Is he gonna do it?
Is he gonna do it? No, I'm not. I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
I need to improve my record.
I need to improve my record. I saw that 7-9, and I'm like, nah, be smart. Jamar Chase is too much for that Bengals back end. They have no Jeff Okudah. They haven't had Jeff Okudah all year. Like, that's their top cornerback. So,
Cardinals Browns. I also think that's another. I think that's another tough one. I'll go with the undefeated team. I'll still say with the Cardinals. But that's not a guaranteed win or an easy win. But I'm going Cardinals.
I'll stick with the Browns on this one. I think they can be had. I want to say that Baker, they don't have to like make him throw deep to Odell to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? Just stick to that running game. And I don't think the Cardinals, while they have good pass rush, their run defense, they can be had a little bit in the run. So I'm gonna go with the Browns again. I'm gonna stick with them.
Man,
do you think the Cardinals are the best team in football?
Do I? Oh man, I
know they have the best record, but I'm operating off of I didn't want to. They're one of those teams again where I'm like the worst thing about them is the Cardinals.
At the best record, I still think the Bucs are the best team in football though. Like I still think the Bucs are. But the Cardinals are top. They are top 5 record wise. Either the Bucs or the Bills. That's my Super Bowl pick, if anyone was ever wondering. So,
okay, I'm gonna go with the Browns.
Damn, I'm out here on an island with the 5. I'm out here on an island with the 5-0 team.
Welcome to the dog pound, baby.
Listen, I know that the Cardinals are a very good team. I'm not trying to discount them at all. I actually, a week ago consider them a top 3 team. I still do, but in these kind of games, because the Browns are almost like so evenly matched and such a complete team, I think they can do enough to win.
Yeah, I like that.
Raiders Broncos.
Oh.
This is where I'm gonna go Broncos. I think the Raiders are good. I think they're gonna their season kind of got fucked up.
Yeah. Their season did get fucked up by John Gruden resigning. Now that win on the Giants schedule is looking a lot better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to take the Broncos as well. I think that I just think that they're still not distracted. I don't think they're distracted.
I'm taking the Raiders.
Ooh, it's a division game.
And you know what? Teams, whenever they go through a big change like this, they always seem to come out with a new spirit, a new attitude, and pull off a win. And I think take out the John Gruden thing, pretty evenly matched teams. I mean, both, are exceeding expectations. Maybe the Raiders not so much they both just came off of pretty unexpected losses.
Yeah.
But I think the Raiders still have a lot of firepower, and I'm interested to see how they use it under a new head coach. So, yeah.
All right.
I just think they were having an unexpectedly decent season already. So I think if they were having a bad season, like when the Cowboys fired Wade Phillips after getting embarrassed on Sunday Night Football against the Packers, if it was like a situation like that, but it's like, no, you didn't even lose your coach because he's not good at coaching football. You lost your coach because he's racist, homophobic, and sexist. And so it's like it wasn't like now you're going from being a decent team to I don't think they're gonna elevate up to play. I'm just giving why I pick.
Right.
So
everything was going good, so the apple cart getting changed. Yeah.
I just think that the change is usually there's only a change because things are going poorly.
Yeah.
And then this is the change is like this weird thing. I just think I feel bad. I kind of feel bad for Raiders fans.
Yeah. That's true. But there is something to be said, like what you call about like players coming together. You know what I mean? True. Like you gotta, you never that could happen. So we'll see.
But also Raiders going Raider.
Just win, baby. The Raiders coined that phrase, though. I picked the Broncos, though. I definitely
Seahawks Steelers.
Steelers had a very surprising win. They beat the Broncos.
Lost Juju for the year.
Yeah.
But there's going to be no Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Steelers on this one. No Russell Wilson is everything. Geno Smith is not going to beat the Steelers defense.
No.
That is not happening. I'm going to go with the Steelers because, Geno Smith can only take you so far. And I think we saw that as Giants fans. We see that every time he plays. Like, he's not a bad player. He can get hot. He can have a couple good series, but there's a reason why certain players are backups is because the talent might be there, but they're just not as consistent.
Yeah. And Juju going down, let's be as honest as we can be. Juju was looking like the third best receiver on that league.
Yeah.
On that team.
Oh, yeah.
Like, to be honest, those other two guys are dogs. Like, they need the ball in their hands. So
they got a good running back, so they got
look how
weapons.
Ben came alive without Juju. Like, honestly, like everybody, like he might the TikToking and Fortnite shit is over, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of
He
here.
has more time for that.
Yeah, he does.
Do what you love.
I'm going to go ahead on this game, and I'm going to pick the Steelers as well. For all the reasons you guys just mentioned. I just know, really, it's the no Russell Wilson. If Russell Wilson's playing, I'm picking the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And for our final game, the final game we got here, Bills-Titans. Who you got?
Oh, man. I'm going to stick with the Bills. They're one of the teams, like I said, my Super Bowl pick, the team that I believe is the most complete team in the league. And so I don't think the Titans are going to be able to take them down. You know what I'm saying? Derrick Henry, he's a monster, yeah, but that Bills defense has a lot of men to handle him. So,
Lucas?
The Bills are the best team in the NFL. There's no way the Titans could stop them. Easy win. Bills.
Yeah. And you know what? They're in the state of New York too, man. You know what I mean? There's no shame in being. There's no
Oh,
shame.
God.
For the Jets.
There's no shame in room for the Bills.
Winning, so the Giants are somehow good.
Hey,
Idiots.
it's no
Idiots,
shame.
idiots,
You know what I
idiots,
mean?
idiots.
Same
Switch up
colors.
some
They
patches,
say same colors. Switch the patches. Yeah.
Idiots.
Say you.
I still got to go with the Bills. It'd be funny if I couldn't pick another New York team.
Yeah. Hey, you could always say you just mad because
Was
the
that
Texans.
the Sunday night or Monday night game?
Monday night?
That is going to be the Monday night game.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a good Monday night game.
Monday night game, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's the week. This is our second week keeping score, so we'll do the overall score, which Lucas is out to a fucking good lead on.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the weekly score. I'm excited as a Cowboys fan. This is a great season.
It is for you. Yes, it is a great.
As a fantasy football guy, I'm keeping it going, but I'm losing a lot.
Yeah.
I'm losing a lot. I'm losing in multiple leagues. I don't know what I've done to deserve this. But the Cowboys are winning, and real football is more important.
It is. I will
is
say
true.
it is. Because every time the Giants lose, I've won in fantasy, and the one time the Giants win, I got demolished. I was like, get rid of this app. I don't need it. You know what I'm saying?
Before we leave, I will say I know there's a handful of people listening because I can see how many people are listening to this. If you're listening, hit us up, please. We put it in the video version. So let me pull up the phone number really quick, and then it's divisionrivalspod @gmail.com to email us. Like, send us anything, even if whatever you send. If it's a question, talking. Whatever it is, if you're a Cowboys fan, send something in. I need some fucking backup. I'm here by myself.
Yeah, I saw the Instagram post. Apparently, somebody's out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, they got your back. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, that's my friend Carlos. Shout out to Carlos.
Hey,
we used to train jiu-jitsu together.
Okay.
We have a phone number as well. The phone number you can text, you can call and leave a voicemail. If you call and leave a voicemail, we'll play it on the podcast, no matter what it is. Well, unless you're John Gruden. If you're doing some John Gruden shit, we won't play it. But if you're
John Gruden, send the facts.
yeah, and we'll burn it, baby. But the phone number is 657-204-0557. One more time, that's 657-204-0557. That's for you audio heathens that are only listening to this shit in your car.
Yeah, call us in, man.
Yeah, call, text, or email because we're trying to get this shit rolling.
Yeah.
Anything else to add, boys?
No, you did. You covered everything I wanted to cover. You know what I'm saying? Just come on, Giants, please give me something. You know what I mean? I don't mind. You know what? I don't mind drafting 2 first-rounders next year. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we
Yeah,
joke.
2 high first round.
Yeah, exactly. We joke that it is probably going to be 2 top 10s. They really will. So that's where I'm at.
Thanks for listening.